Tina here. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thanks so much for stopping by. Now today is day number 13 of my Countdown to Christmas series, and we are going to be creating a project using a stamp set, or a couple of them actually, from Stampendous. Now these are special to me because I actually had created this card with the stamps for the Stampendous catalog this year, and I'll link the catalog down below and also the Stampendous shop down below because they have a step-by-step tutorial. If you want to print it out, it's over there. And also that picture they're featuring on the Stampendous blog. I'll leave the Stampendous blog down below too, because it is National Hot Cocoa Day. So I thought it'd be appropriate to maybe make a tutorial making that same card for you guys using the same stamp set. We're using the Cocoa Hot Tub, and then we're also using the Marshmallow Friends stamp set. Both of these are separate, but they go perfect together. They're both cling stamps, and I know that they are available on a wood block, and so I'll leave the wood block and the cling stamp down below in the description area if you guys want to check it out. So we're going to color our image today with Copic marker. So I'm stamping with Memento Tuxedo Black ink on some Nina 80-pound cardstock, and it stamps beautifully. And I love the little hot cocoa hot tub. I love the marshmallow man in there. He's so cute. So I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to play a little bit of music while I color. I did leave the caps out and listed the color numbers up in the corner for you guys. But when I'm done coloring, I will catch you back. Okay, coloring's all done. Now I'm using my white gel pen and I am cleaning up. The snowflake was pretty detailed, so I did go inside the lines, and so I'm just cleaning that up. And then I'm also going around the edges of my cocoa mug with my white gel pen, just making it look nice and sharp. Okay, we're going to take scissors and fussy cut this out, and I'm going to fussy cut out the handle of the mug too. I like doing that if there's enough room to do that. To me, it just looks nicer. So that's ready to go. And now we're going to create a kind of sort of shaker card. So I'm taking some white cardstock and two stitched rectangle frames. These are double stitched, so it's going to leave me a stitched on both edges of my frame here. I'm just going to die cut my frame out, and this is ready to go. It's about a 1/2 inch frame. I'm going to add some tape runner all around the edges, and then I trim down a piece of acetate that will go over this window here. After we have our acetate adhered, we're going to go ahead and add our foam tape. I just cut down thin strips, and we'll place this all around the edge. At first I was just going to do one layer, and then I thought, you know, we'll double it up. So I'm just going to remove one of the strips and add another layer, and then just kind of repeat the process until I have 2 layers all around my frame. Okay, we're going to set the frame and then also our hot cocoa mug aside and work on our background. We're going to do some ink blending, and so we are just going to remove our craft mat here, and I have a piece of Canson XL watercolor cardstock. No, it's not watercolor, my goodness, it's Bristol Smooth cardstock. I'm going to use 3 different shades of blue of Distress Oxide ink. This is Tumbled Glass, Broken China, and Faded Jeans. And we're going to start off by ink blending with Faded Jeans first. We'll go over that on the top area. We're going to add our Broken China, blending the 2 together. And then we're going to add our third color, which is the lightest blue, and Tumbled Glass. We'll blend that at the very bottom. And I think those colors are real pretty together. Okay, I'm going to bring my craft mat back, and then we are going to stamp our sentiment. I'm going to bring in the Misty, and the sentiment is super cute. It goes perfect with this little hot cocoa mug. It says, "Friends are the marshmallows in your cocoa." Now I'm going to add my sentiment. Now the cling stamps, sometimes they lose their tackiness, but they're easy to add the tackiness back. I just took my stamp chamois, went over the top of it on the plastic area, and then it stuck to the lid of my Misty with no issues whatsoever. So I definitely used my anti-static powder tool over my panel here. I'm going to add Versamark ink to my sentiment, and we're going to stamp that in the upper right corner of our panel. We're going to go over our sentiment with some white embossing powder, and then using the heat gun, we're going to melt our sentiment till it's nice and shiny. And I love how it stands out against that blue. That's the reason I use the darkest at the very top. Now, as I was looking at this, I think my cocoa mug, the shades of blue are a little bit different. So I decided to bring in another oxide ink. This is Mermaid Lagoon. And I'm going to change the top color by adding Mermaid Lagoon over my Faded Jeans. I think the color is a little bit more vibrant. It kind of matches the colors that I use for my hot cocoa mug a lot nicer. It was just an easy fix. Now you can see my sentiment did turn from white to blue, but that's an easy fix also. All I do is take a towel, and then I kind of buff off the ink for my sentiment, and it's ready to go. Okay, we're going to trim down our panel. I wanted to make sure that my panel is a little bit smaller than my frame. So I'm just kind of lining up how I want the sentiment, and then I'll just trim off the excess with my scissors here. And then our sentiment's ready to go. Now I'm going to fill in my shaker, not with sequins or seed beads. I'm going to be using some Stampendous shaved ice. This stuff is so neat, and it's iridescent, and it basically picks up any color around it. So if you had a pink background, it would pick up the pink. The blue background, it is picking up some blue tones, and it's super pretty. Now I'm adding little dots of glue because my theory is I wanted some of that shaved ice to stick in the area on top, but really I could have added one more layer of foam tape because it didn't shake too much. It was not much of a shaker card. I'm adhering the top of my frame, and then I'm going to lift it up and kind of spread out that shaved ice, and then I'll secure the bottom and just kind of tap it, and then all the shaved ice falls to the bottom. Kind of looks like a little bit like a snow. I really like that. I'm going to use my tape runner, and then we're going to adhere this to an A2 size card base. Just put it in the center. My frame does leave me a little bit of a border on my card base. Lovely. Now I added foam adhesive behind my cocoa hot tub and I added that kind of at a wonky so it fit right below my sentiment here. Now I wanted my snowflake to sparkle, and I'm still fixing those areas where I went inside the line with that blue Copic marker on my snowflake. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some sparkle with my glitter drops. This is White Blizzard. It's the iridescent, kind of goes with the shaved ice. And then I thought we would kind of liquefy our hot cocoa by adding some morning dewdrops. This is going to dry like a glossy accents, give you a little bit of shine and dimension to my hot cocoa. But that is my cocoa hot tub. I encourage you guys to check out the Stampendous blog, and happy National Hot Cocoa Day. Thanks so much for joining me. I wish you a lovely day, and we will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.